Hi everybody, we're going to do some maths. We're going to start off with our normal flashback 4. Here we have 9/12 is equal or the same as what? How many quarters? 9/12 is the same as how many quarters? We're looking at equivalent fractions here. Number 2, work out 86 divided by 5. Work out the perimeter of this rectangle over here. Remember it's in millimeters. For an extra challenge, can you put your answer as centimeters? Add together those two numbers. Pause the video, otherwise, pause the video and work them out, and I'll show you the answers once you resume. So if we have a look, if we've got twelfths to go all the way to quarters, we need to, what we're going to do is we're going to take 12 and divide it by 3. Take 12, we're going to divide this one by 3. So it's going to be 3/4. Well done. We know that any number divided by 5, for it to work 100% and have an integer as our answer, so a whole number, it's going to have to end in a 5 or a 0. This is 1 away, so we can assume we're going to have a remainder of 1. And we do, we get a 17, a remainder of 1. Well done if you got that. Work out the perimeter. Remember the perimeter was length add width times 2. You should get 44 millimeters, and then when you add together these two numbers, you get this one here. Have a go at reading that number. That is 1,244. Well done if you got that. So let's jump into our maths now. We're doing some really good work on calculating angles, and today we are going to be calculating angles along a straight line. So just some things to think about straight away. A little bit of a recap, but it's also going to help with today. We've got a quarter turn, or one right angle. How many degrees is that going to be? Well done, that's going to be a 90-degree turn. So we've got two right angles now, also known as a half turn. Remember, if we dotted across there, we've got a right angle there and a right angle there. Two of those right angles is 2 lots of 90, which is of course 180. Well done. We can go down to this one. Down here, the 3 right angles, and that is, of course, 3 lots of 90, and that is a 3/4 turn, which is 270. 3 lots of 9 is 27. 3 lots of 90 is 270. And 4 right angles, or a full turn, is 4 lots of 90, or 360 degrees. So well done if you've got those. Remember that little degrees. I guess it's a symbol. So here's some more things we need to know and remember that's going to help us today. We've got to remember that a right angle indicated with our square bit is going to be 90 degrees. And we know that an angle on a straight line is going to be 180 degrees because it's 2 right angles. That's really important for today. So how do we work out angle x? Now all that x means is just an unknown. So x can be any number that we don't know. It could be a g, it could be an n. It's commonly seen as x. X just means something we need to find out. So how do we create a formula that we can use in order to help us? So what we can do is we know what the total of the angles on this line here, and we know the total is going to be 180 degrees. So from here all the way to here is 180 degrees. And that is the same as our 42 and our x. And another way I like to think about it, it's the same as the information that we know, which is this 42, add the information we don't know. I'm just going to put don't. So 180 degrees is equal to what we know, add what we don't know. So we know that x, you'll see me write it like this because it's commonly in maths when we're handwriting it written like this. Add 42 degrees equals 180 degrees. And well done, those of you that have spotted that if we want to work out what this missing number is, we can do the inverse. We can do 180 degrees, and we can take away what we know, which is take away 42 degrees, and that's going to give us what we don't know. And that is going to be, so I'm going to do the little calculation. I can do this in my head. I can take away 2 from 180, so I get 178. Then I can take away 40 and I get 138. 138 degrees. Now how can we check this? I know that this bit add this bit is going to give me the whole thing. So I can do 138 add 42. You'll notice I haven't put my degrees in there. When we're writing out calculations, we don't really need that symbol until we produce our answer. So 8 add 2 is of course 10. 3 add 4, or 3 lots of 10 add 4 lots of 10 is 7 lots of 10. Add this extra lot of 10, which is 8 lots of 10, and 1 lot of 100 add nothing is 1 lot of 100, so 180. So we know that is correct. But really, from this, what I want you to take away is this bit out here. So the 180 degrees, so the whole thing is what we know and what we don't know added together. And that should equal 180 degrees. So what I want you to do is have a go at all of these. So pause the video, work it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my 180 is the same as, oh sorry, no it's not, 180 is the same as A add 40, but 180 equals, or take away, sorry, 40 is going to equal A. So that must mean A is 140 degrees. Don't forget those degrees in your answer. I know that B is equal to 180 degrees, take away 35 degrees, and that equals B. So that must mean I'm going to take away 5, it's 175, take away 30, 145 degrees. Remember that in your answer. Again here, C at 125 is 180. So I'm going to do 180, take away 125. First of all, I'm going to take away 5. I'm going to get 175. Then I'm going to take away 20 and get 155. Then I'm going to take away 100, and then I'm going to just have 55 degrees. And down here, we're going to do my 180 degrees. Take away what I know, which is 110. So what I can do is just take away 10, take away 100. Take away 10 is 170, take away 100 is simply 70. So let's have a look at these. 140, well done. 145, well done if you got these. It sounds a lot more complicated than it is. All you're doing is to find your total, you take your total, you take away what you know, and that gives you what is left. Now the reason I'm giving it to you in a formula, because now we've got 2 bits of information that we know, but our formula stays the same. So we still need to do 180 degrees is the same as what we know, add what we don't know. So what do we know? I know that 55 and 42. So what I can do is I can do a little calculation over here. Stop it. I can do 55 add 42. Because I need to work out, I can deal with this as a whole fraction. I can, in a sense, I can get rid of this line. Find out what the whole thing is. So I know 502 is 7, 5 and 4 is 9. So I know it's 97 degrees here. So my calculation is going to be 180, take away 97 degrees, and that is going to give me what x is. So I'm going to take away 7, I'm going to get 173. I'm going to take away 90. Now that's a lot more difficult. I can take away 70 and then I can take away 20. So I've got my take away 7, which is 173. Take away 70, which is 103. Take away 20, it's just 83. Now we can, how are we going to check our answer? Well, of course, if x is 83, what I can do is 83 degrees. I can add all of those up, and hopefully they add to 180. Well, they should do. Now, I'm going to be very selective. I'm going to add this number and this number together because I can see those last digits are going to equal a 5, and it's going to be easier for me to add this next number. So I'm going to do 83, add 42. Some of you can do that in your head. 3 and 2 is 5, 8 and 4 is 12. So now I know if I add 55 to 125, if I add 5 I get 130, if I add 50 I get 180. So we know that X is 83. Yeah, treat this as information you know and information that you don't know. So use that. Now this is Y and Z, but it could be any letter. So give this a go. Remember, it's 180 is equal to what we know and what we don't know. Yeah? So to work out what we don't know, we take 180, we take away what we know, and then we get what we don't know. So pause the video, give it a go. So what I can do is I can do my 41 and my 82 and get 123 degrees, and then I do 180, take away 123 equals 57. Well done if you got that. Now, just because this angle and this angle are not together, they still take up the same space and they still have the same amount of degrees, whether that Z is there or if I move it to over here. So I can still add these two together. So let's do 186, add 69 is 155. Take that away from 125 and we get 25 degrees. So Y is 57 degrees, Z is 25 degrees. Now Z and Y aren't always 57 and 25. They're just in that context. So what I want you to do is have a look. So vertically opposite angles are always equal. So you can see these little lines here. I'm going to zoom in. You can see these. We've got a line, and on this side we've got two lines. That shows you that they are vertically opposite. So we know that A and B are the same, and so are D and A. So, now that we know this, what is A? What is B? What is M and N? That's a nice tricky one there. P and Q. Give them a go. So, we've got 45. We've got 120, of course. Now, there's lots of ways we can work out 3. We know that M is, of course, opposite. So that is 145 also. But we've also got this straight line here. Even though it's not perfectly horizontal, we know that from here to here is 180. So I can do 180, take away what I know, 145, and that's going to equal what I don't know. So 180, take away 5 is 175, take away 40, 135, take away 100, that should be 35. There we go. Don't worry about all of those. Okay, we know that P is opposite 115, so we know that that is 115. We can also see this straight line. So we know from there to there is 180. So 115 take away 180. Sorry, 180 take away 115. Take away 5, 175. Take away 10, 165. Take away 100 equals 65. Now you'll notice that there's some different calculations here. All that is saying is if I know this angle and this angle, 115, I can add them up and I get them both. So I know the whole thing is 360. I can just multiply it by 2 and then take it away and then divide it by 2. Because if I take away, I'm going to get what this space and this space is together, and they're both half. So don't worry about that. Focus on a straight line. So for one chili, what I want you to do is give these a go. You're calculating. Don't use a protractor because they're not drawn equally. They're not drawn accurately. Just use what you know. So it's going to be 180. Take away what you know. That's going to give you what you don't know. Number 2. give these a go, same thing. And 3, give those a go. Looking forward to seeing what you come up with. You're doing really well on this. I'm really interested to see how you handle these. And we know if it's the same letter, it's the same size. So, give it a go.